Impact Wrestling World Champion, the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. You're watching the TNAIW Champion.
Old girl peeking in.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. Cross the line in 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, my Impact fam? Welcome to episode 112 of the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. My name is Geoff, and alongside me this week for the special Bound for Glory special is the Chris Bay to my Ace Austin. Too soon? It's LUCHA, everybody. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? It's real special.
Special.
Hella special. You know what I'm saying? You know?
Very special.
Very special. Specialties.
It's especially special because that's 2 points for me. Because this is a different perspective. One, look, we said it off air. I'm gonna say it again. So sorry if it's redundant, but we went into Bound for Glory with the same mindset about just kind of where we were with Impact Wrestling. We're kind of on whatever field. We're feeling the same way. Went into it, and I think we both left feeling the same. But the different perspective is in the fact that you watched it live on TV. I watched it live in person. So it's going to be a really cool dynamic because my story my love for Bound for Glory, spoiler alert, kind of will wave here. So, but yeah, so we have a great show, guys. A full one. I'm still getting my voice back a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, that day, definitely. But we got a good one to talk about. Lucha's here for the ride. And we'll get to your guys' Twitter results as far as what you guys thought of the show. We have about 8 different reviews from you guys via Twitter, so thank you there. We have some great comments. And obviously, hey, Millard, what's going on? Always a good time when Millard's here. Hopefully that chat lights up because I feel like there's going to be some controversy.
Yeah, controversy. Yeah.
T. Hughes 1990. No. So before we get into anything, I don't want to get into too specific here. Too many specials and specifics. Two in the treehouse for this. What are you looking forward to talking? Speaking of controversy, what are you looking forward to talking about the most?
Man, the most. That's crazy.
Right.
I mean, I guess I can use this answer because they kind of play hand in hand a bit, but power rankings, you know what I'm saying? That's the best, the mixture of both the last Impact before BFG and Bound for Glory itself. So, you know what I'm saying? I just threw mine in, I'm a part of the committee, join now. Vote or cry, motherfucker. I threw my 10 in and then I just got out. So I don't know how the final count came out. So I'm interested to see how this is going to go.
It's always a better dynamic when you don't know, especially. So I'm glad you're here for this one because it's going to be. I think everyone can agree with this one, or at least I told you off air. I think a 2 on the scale of 10. Your meter of irritated. We'll see. But speaking of that, Datila's there in the chat. Say hello to Datila. Her and Bert. Rock out GoGoPowerRankings every Tuesday. Check it out. It's 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. PST. They're both California kids, so I say that. But check out what they think of the show then. Awesome show, and she'll obviously do the narration in just a second for ours. Hey, Io in the building as well. But I want to plug everybody. If you guys are a new time or first time here with us at TNAIW, we appreciate it. Make sure you hit subscribe, all that jazz. We got some good stuff coming up for you, including season 2 of LOLTreeNA with yours truly right here, Lucha. It's going to be a good time. First one airs October 25th. It's a Halloween special. And we'll see. We'll see if it's good. But no, it'll be a good time. Johnny will be joining us again. And then, of course, every Thursday, Talking Bloody Nonsense, man. Craig and Nixon continue to kill it. Check them out every Thursday, 4 p.m. EST, 9 p.m. BST. So many names, so many times. Yeah, and we're going to have a lot of that tonight. Some about the controversies, some about the rankings. Well, actually, let's see. Let's get right into that. Power Ranking.
Number 10, Steve Macklin. Number 9, Call Your Shot winner, Bully Ray. Number 8, Speedball Mike Bailey. Number 7, The Last Rodeo Mickey James. Number 6, Tag Team Champions, The Death Dolls. Number 5, Masha Slamovich. Number 4, X Division Champion Frankie Kazarian. Number 3, Tag Team Champions, Honor No More. Number 2, World Champion Josh Alexander. Number 1, World Champion Jordan Grace.
Yeah, celebratory shooting of guns in air.
Yeah, man. Not only do I think you said the whole time. I think that's not only fair. I thought that was a damn good one, and I would love to say that both had main event type matches. We debated maybe who should be the main event. We'll get into all that and how great both of them were. But Jordan, man, she's our champion. I was so stoked to see the results of this. I think she tied Josh, but she cracked the 110 mark as far as points. So she crushed him, man. But if you want to make a difference, if you agree or disagree, no matter what, it's literally a tweet, and then go into our chats every Thursday after the show before Sundays at noon, 1 through 10. That's all you do. Then you leave, you check us out. Tuesdays are here, and see what you think about the results. So, Lucha, how'd you feel altogether about it?
It was crazy. Like, I mean, you robbed the people of wonderful commentary and reaction videos. I'll tell you that.
They'll pay for that.
Yeah, release the Lucha cut.
NC-17. Yeah.
That was cool for the most. Yeah, that was cool. Anyway, let's see. Like you said, everything was fair for the most part, and it was crazy. I saw Josh at 2, and at first I was about to get mad. I was about to fix my face to be mad. I don't know if you noticed, but then it hit me. I'm like, wait, so that means Jordan's won? Yeah, let's go. Yeah, because that's put in for number 1. So I'm hyped. I'm cool with it.
I thought it was fair, right down the middle. Right down the middle.
It just broke my heart to see. I mean, yeah, Speedball still made the top 10. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. But I'm just like, I can't say he got disrespected this week.
Man, I don't want to get. I can't say that yet. I think he, despite the loss, it still reigns in people that he's one of the top guys. And I think that's kind of the course of tonight. I know everyone will say what they will. We are spoiler free, so we're not going to get too far into. We're going to talk Bound for Glory and a little bit beyond, and a little bit before, because there's some stuff that from being their perspective and then watching on TV just going to be so different, which is so cool. I'm very excited about it because when I left. Some of it on my own admission, or for my own stupidity, parking in a garage, that kind of stuff. I had to book it, so I didn't get to do the Bound for Glory, whatever. But I did. I want to say my review is strictly on the content that I saw. Now, what's interesting is I went home afterwards to see if my damn signs, McMahon Fears Raven, saw the back of it, not the front of it, because I'm an idiot. But at least Raven saw it. That's all that matters. Hard cam, Geoff, hard cam. But I went to go watch the Hall of Fame induction back, which was, we'll talk about it, was dope. And the crowd and what I saw on my television screen was so much better than what I thought came out from watching it. Not that I had a bad experience in that. I'll go into all that. I thought each match was enjoyable, but I don't know if it was the acoustics in the building, but it did not sound that loud like that to me. I didn't see it rocking like that. I didn't see how great the tight shot was to show just the fans behind him, like ECW old TNA style. All you needed was the banner. Yo, man. I cannot wait, and I'm not paying. I'm sorry, I love Impact, but I'm not paying the $39.99 to watch it. I'll wait for my subscriptions and then watch it, but I can't wait for that day. So, Lucha, let's get into that. Oh, we did the power rankings. We'll skip over that. Let's get into the damn shit.
All right, real quick though, one part you mentioned the banner. What would have made it a little bit better if they would have like moved the camera up a little bit so you could catch that monitor that was hanging up
Oh,
there.
that monitor.
I loved that shit.
So I went solo. Luckily, I was trapped by people that ended up being pretty cool, man. And when the guy pointed out the first thing, he was like, "Isn't that the coolest thing?" And I was like, "What the hell?" Oh my god! I could watch the show and everything that was going on backstage from all different. It was a cool venue, man. I have to admit, it was a cool venue. I thought I was gonna get murdered, but it was a cool venue nonetheless.
In the armory, there's hella guns.
Yeah, no, just 1 in 36 violent crimes. But I digress. We all went out safe. I live in New York myself, so who am I to talk? But I'm just saying there wasn't an ambulance the second night for because they were all occupied. Let's move on. Lucha, let's get into the power rankings. Let's start with the guy who I think could be the only true person that has an argument for like strong admission, which is Brian Myers, man. This guy, what he's doing for this title is next level. His gear was set up for it. I was happy that the merch stand, he had a shirt with him with the belt, which was dope because this guy is defining the belt. But here we get him versus Dirty Dango. Your thoughts on the surprise of Dirty Dango, the rumor that he's sticking around, and just what Brian Myers with this title, man, especially from your perspective on live TV.
I mean, as far as Dango coming through, I'm cool because I know he's like nice as fuck, like in the ring. I remember they were hyping him up in like FCW way back in the day, or was it FCW then?
Johnny Curtis, right? Yeah, he would have been Florida. He would have been in Florida.
Yeah,
Wait.
so
yeah, he might have done. No, I don't think he did any time in OVW.
And then I remember WrestleMania when he hit that leg drop on Jericho, and everyone was like, "Hey, yo, that was ill." Right. Fandango was about to be on the way, and he was a victim of the machine. Facts. So I'm cool with it. And as far as Myers and the disrespect, I'm about to start calling my man the pre-show Prince because he's holding it down there. So
fair.
And with all disrespect, like it comes a point when the dude starts when a heel starts to be right. You start looking at the heels like, damn, he really are the most professional wrestler.
Right.
Fuck.
Now I can't shit on you for it. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm right there with you with it, and it was cool to see this. I know we had some guesses, finger poke of doom with Cardona, which would have been something. I think I got this. Oh, I forgot to bring them, but I got everyone's percentages for the predictions for the TNAIW team. I'll put that out. But this one
20% right.
it was rough.
Fucking shot.
It was rough for everyone, man. It was rough for everyone. But yeah, I thought Brian would keep it here. Only because I thought the title turn, I didn't know how many. I thought only one would happen. I predicted to be on the main card, which I was wrong about as well. But no, I was right on that, but I digress. I was happy to see him here, man. I think the gimmick is, maybe fits with Swinger or something of that. But I know the guy can go. I hope they add a different dynamic to him. I'm hoping he gets some camera time so he can develop this character or whatever if he's sticking around. But hey, happy for it. So, and the match was good. Match was good, man. Bell to bell. Was entertaining.
Appreciate Prince. Goddamn Dirty Dango.
Dirty Dango.
I don't like the name. I'm not a fan. Like, can we drop one or the other?
If he had a mustache, I think it would go over okay. It would fit. I don't know. It just fit the name, but.
Dango Curtis, Johnny Dango.
It's Impact. They'll keep it. Once Brian Danielson once said the reason he never went to TNA was because he didn't want his name to be Lloyd Boner, and it stuck with me all of this time. I love TNA, I love Impact, but the names can always be better.
I mean, he would have got on the turnbuckle instead of saying you about to get your fucking head kicked in. He used to scream, "You're about to get boned."
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the opposite of getting boned? That's what we're no, number
He
2 is
got boned by boner.
that's Don West. Impact Hall of Fame. Let's keep it classy. It's the Impact Hall of Fame here, and it's no, man. This was by far one of my favorite speeches for a Hall of Fame. There's a top 3 I already have, to be honest. There's Scott Hall, there's Dusty, and Ravens here. I know it's not the same level, the same whatever, but man, I thought every part you would have wanted out of this, from what Dreamer said, and being self-deprecating Dreamer, to putting over Raven, to then literally taking an even flow DDT, to Raven admitting nerves and just being honest, man. I thought it was really cool, man. Raven's one of my top 5 just performers for my youth, man. So this is it was a dope moment.
Man, when after he gave the speech and you know what I'm saying, everything was cool, and then he went and hugged Dreamer, I'm like, oh man, you know it'd be so Raven. That's so you know it'd be so Raven if he DDT'd his ass on the stage, and as I hit the period,
Yeah.
boom,
Boom.
DDT'd his ass. I'm like, yes, go.
It was so cool, man. It's so cool. I mean, that's probably the last one he'll ever do. You know, maybe I'm not gonna. Maybe we'll get something, but he's just. I think he's past in ring action of any kind. But hey, more so the merrier. But I thought it was a cool moment, and then to end it off with just getting, thank you. Like that's just funny shit, man. Just timing on that was good. So really enjoyed that. I also enjoyed. I had someone next to me, a couple that was talking about how he went to one of his stand-up. He does stand-up, I guess, Raven. So,
wow.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool to see he's using that wit, doing some cool shit. I know he also has that podcast, the Raven Effects. Check it out. So we'll keep going. I don't want to call this the main card, but we're here to Bound for Glory. When you turn on, this is what you see. We started right off with the X Division title. Bailey did not go by my side. I was devastated, because this one he could have broke. I love you, Bailey, but this one was gimmicked. It was ready to break in half. But it was a double whammy, Lucha. Because not only did he not break my sign, he lost to Frankie Kazarian. I owe Craig an apology, because right here on the show I said it'll never happen. I still don't think the Tony Khan effect has anything to do with it. I won't go into that. I won't go into that. He lost to Chris Sabin clean. I can't, all these people, hey man, I'm sure there's other things in it, but I just can't put it all on just that. I know you're going to say different. I just can't do that, because I think there's some different thing at play here. I don't read the spoilers, but I think there's something else at play. Until then, give it the benefit of the doubt. And if you wanted to say it was Tony Khan and that's why the booking here was weird, I'll let you say that. The problem with that is the rest of the fucking show was booked weird as well. So Tony Khan didn't book our whole show. So let's think about that. But I'll let you say your piece about that and what you thought about this. The match was killer. Let's not take away from the actual headline here. This was a banger. Frankie Kazarian, who is a foundation piece of the X Division from the get, wins again for the 5th time, man. So it was still history. I was one of the ones that was chanting no, and I feel bad about it, but I love you, Frankie. I always will, but Bailey's the future, man. He's the now and the future. Lucha. All of that into one. What you got?
I mean, I'm not going to even talk about the booking like that. I'm just focused on one part. The one part that makes it wonky for me is that my man tapped out. That's why I'm just like, I don't know if I can take what you say and, feel comfortable, because he tapped out. If he would have pinned his ass after hitting, the 30th flux capacitor from the top of the monitor, that's one thing. But he made him tap. I don't think I've ever seen Kazarian make anyone tap.
But that's his
also.
No, that's not fair.
Also,
real quick, some
Go
facts. Let's do this around the horn style. He did tap out. Since he's been here, that's all he's won with. He's been using the chokehold as his finisher. So maybe he's trying to get over. Anyways, I digress.
I mean, at the end of the day, there's only 2 things that matter to me. and that is the match good? Which it was fire. It was phenomenal. It was just what you would expect. It was good. Like we were saying last time we were together, we're getting back to that TNA feel. And if this opener wasn't TNA, I don't know what was.
Yeah.
Speaking of TNA, he's in Impact now. Can we leave that AEW theme in AEW, and can we bring back, you know what I'm saying, the Kazarian OG joint, please, for this run? Like, it's cool, you know what I'm saying? I get it, but bro, you home, so you get, you know.
Well, here's the thing. I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Here's where I do say the Tony Khan effect does come in. He's AEW wrestler, Frankie Kazarian. He's not on our roster page, which hurts my heart. So his music's going to be because that's his presentation. Sucks. I agree with you completely on that. I think that's where that does come into play. But at the same time, I feel like putting all that, whatever, on my side, putting the Tony Khan thing out there first and foremost, I think it takes away from how dope of a match this is. And this is one of my starred matches where, and I'm excited to see all of them back, to be honest. But this is one I'm like, I cannot wait to watch this one on TV. Because I'm one angle with the group, around me. Literally, there was a dope side over there, which is actually the side that won the post-show, to do a clap for the kid who can, or get a piece of the table kind of thing, gimmick. And they crushed it. That was camera, hard cam, crushed it. I couldn't pick it up there. So this is one of those things where I think a lot of chants were started. A lot of people were getting into it. We're kind of getting on Frankie's whatever, and he played into it. So I'm excited to see how that comes across on TV, man. But the
only thing I can say about the crowd and with the results, not only of this match but all the other title matches, these kind of just hit me by surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like a heart, kind of like 2011, 2012 TNA title changes. Had these been those title changes where it's like, oh shit, yay, he won, and you got the dudes in the front row just waving fucking towels, throwing water bottles all over each other, and fucking going Super Saiyan. You know what I'm saying? That would have made that was the only thing the crowd was missing from what I saw on TV. Y'all sounded great, looked great, everything's cool.
Yeah, and that's, going home and having a long drive to myself to think about it. I was just like, I wasn't down about it. It was just like, well, obviously the whole time thinking my car was going to get towed away was on me. So, have to get there, whatever, all the other real life bullshit. It was just like, you have that time to kind of think, and I was not once again down, just like, man, how did it come across? It didn't feel, not that matters, but I want Impact to do well. I want it to look good. I want it to sound good. I want it to whatever. I was like, damn, we didn't do our part kind of shit. So for you to say that kind of makes me feel like my mindset of optimism is in the right place. Because besides for that, I mean, that's just next level TNA kookiness kind of people like us that get on, that need to jump on there. What was the other guy that we saw? Green Man costume guy. There was a Ric Flair guy. But,
yeah, I saw. Fuck, I forgot what I named him. I gave him a crazy name last night.
But we need some of those. Hardcore freak Impact fans to dress up and act weird, man. Because I think, especially with what I saw and how they shot that, very ECW. I think that's the route we still go, man. So, it looks cool, man. So I'm excited to watch this one back. So getting back on track here, Gia was talking to Mickie James, and she said we're in Albany and we are gonna set it on fire. And I said, thank God, or burn it to the ground. That's what she said. And I said, thank God. That's what I said. No, I love Albany. Does anyone shit on the capital of it? Doesn't matter. Who cares? No one has loyalty to capitals.
Raleig's the capital of North Carolina, and you better not shit on Raleigh.
I like Raleigh.
So
I have family there. I can't shit on it. Well, I have family in Albany too, so who am I? Anyways, so the next match was Mickie versus Mia. And Mickey's here picking up the win. And the last rodeo continues. We don't know for Mia. I know there's some people, this is our last little of her contract, but not reading anything into that. I thought this match, from my perspective, had a lot of... even though I felt like Mickey was going to win the whole time, there was some moments where you're like, okay, what are they doing here? They love Mia, so maybe they're going to push her. Your thoughts on that? How did it come off? Was there that drama too, or did it hit with the note you wanted?
That was another example of classic TNA where like we know we know where we're going. It's just about how we get there. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just knew Mickey wasn't losing tonight. Like, you know what I'm saying? She just started the rodeo, what, 4 or 5 weeks ago?
Fair. Here.
Yeah, she's going to beat
Suspending
3
disbelief,
people and
LUCHA.
lose to Mia Yim?
Fair.
Oh.
Maybe that's how good it was. The disbelief was suspended that I believed it. But
You almost got work.
I almost worked myself into a work. But that's cool, man. Yeah, I'm excited. Once again, excited to see how these play back. But it felt like a good match, man. It felt like a good match. The only thing I'd say was, I know they're friends going into it, but like when that moment where you got to turn a little, does Mia want that? I felt we got that a little bit, but at the end they're just huggy and happy, and you know, just got your head smashed in with a DDT. But
quick question, not
Love you, Mia.
perverted, but just because it was like one of the high point moments of the match.
Okay.
So you where I'm going. The kiss. Did y'all pop for it as much as it kind of came across on TV? Because it kind of came across like, you know, y'all didn't like lose your shit, but it was just like, oh shit.
You could hear it? Yeah, so the dynamic was really interesting there. Like, I guess because once again, I didn't hear that well. I won't get into all the details, but there was bleachers and stuff, you know, that were whatever. But around us, there was only about 5 rows behind me, and then about 3 to 4 on this. So most of the noise was coming to my left. I know for a fact that there were a group, kind of shout out to Miguel, by the way. Miguel's side over there, I don't know if it was him, but that area's to my right, that I could hear popping for, like, oh shit, like, you know, I don't know if those words exactly. But those one of those moments that I did when you already said, I knew where you were, what you were going to say. So.
I did hear a lot of oh, and you know what I'm saying, shit normally follows oh when you're at a wrestling show.
It's good to see that the cheap pops could still be there. People are still gonna pop. People are still gonna pop for. I don't know if I want to call it cheap, but anyways, good match, and that's what most important to get back on the
economy pops. They're not quite cheap. You know, they're not too expensive. I know.
What the fuck? Back on the rails. The KO's tag match was next. All right. Here's one that I unfortunately predicted right, because I just thought negative Geoff popped back in, and I thought vexed, oh, they're surely leaving. The booking of them as, don't believe what you believe in your heart, which is Deonna's a foundation piece here. Don't believe the fact that she'll be in November in Overdrive. Just believe the sheets and all that shit. And the booking. Look, she's having a wedding. There has to be something to that, and the amount of stress that goes into planning that, and the time off needed. So we'll put that aside. But I went with the Death Dolls winning here, and they won. I don't know how it came across. There was mixed reactions. I think people felt the same kind of, or are they leaving thing that I did. So it played a factor. But once again, look, something I wanted to dislike, meaning only because I wanted Sue and Havoc. I wanted Rose Ragnarok. I want to build more teams here. At least they slapped a name on them. At least we got a new team here. I'm glad they won. I dig what they're putting out. But I'm looking for the more. And that's on me. That's not what they're doing. What they're putting out is good. I want more teams. So maybe this isn't the end of Vexed, but how do you feel about the rise of Death Dolls? Death Dolls.
I mean, I'm glad, you know what I'm saying, there was finally like a name dedicated to them. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, we can, instead of saying, like, was it still Decay featuring Taya Valkyrie and Jessica? Or, you know what I'm saying, we all called them Ragnarok. I know where that came from, but like Impact never like sold on Ragnarok. So I'm like, it's cool that they finally have like branding.
Right. Yeah.
As far as them winning the titles, I was shook because, being on the same path as you, wanting, expecting Sue to come back. I'm like, well, this is gonna make Sue's return weird. I
Right.
don't know why I thought that, but that was just what came through at my mind at first. So, the I the overall theme is I gotta watch Thursday.
Mm.
This whole show, like, it made me want to tune in Thursday because there's shit to where I can't even react yet because I gotta see what's coming and how we get in there.
Yeah. Sometimes
So
we want what we want because that's what we want and whatever. There's nothing other than that. But if we just a victory or a loss can really be salvaged, if you want to call it that, if you're people's attitudes down about it, by watching the result of that loss. Like I said from the get, not to get too far ahead, but I've said this from day one. We want Masha, we want Jordan, and I want Masha to lose. Because give Jordan that streak, give her that big victory at Bound for Glory. She needs to cement herself here because I think she's impact. She's an impact, talent. I think Masha as well. But I think there's something to Masha's character that now can play off the loss. And I think that goes a lot of ways with, look, I don't know I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But with the Death Dolls, we want Sue, stuttering all over them, Sue and Havoc so much that we pushed away something that was kind of cool once they get a name and a look. I thought the entrance was cool. So we pushed that away because we want something else. So embracing them, it begs the question, especially since you brought it up like that, worded it like that. I never thought about it. We never put into play because Rosemary's such a fan favorite. What about Rosemary and Sue? Where does Sue come into play? And maybe she's never coming back. Maybe we're just speculating, even though she's on the roster page. We know she's obviously a talent there. But same time, what about Rosemary? What about that aspect? Maybe Havoc or Jessica and Taya are a commodity as Death Dolls. Maybe Rosemary's the one to turn and go evil and bring someone else along. I mean, we saw Max the Impaler. That's a cool fitting. She wants another monster like she had with Havoc. Go out, get that. I think there's some cool stuff to play here that we just need to kind of, unfortunately, unless you read even if you read spoilers, you kind of just need to sit back and watch it all play out. Because most of the shit plays out on backstage segments. So, gotta tune in, man. Seeing a lot of
spoilers are like the TV guide, kind of, sort of. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you see what's gonna happen on the joint. Like, if you picked up a TV guide in '98 and you go to Law and Order, dude's gonna get arrested and beat in the head with a gun. Oh shit! Let me watch this.
Right.
But we don't look at spoilers like that. Yeah. We look at them as like, oh, we know what's going to happen, and then don't watch it. Like, bro, we know what's going to happen in all these movies and TV shows we watch.
Right, and that's the thing is, of course, I don't want to see guy get, cracked in his head with a gun. Like, I get that. If I read that, maybe that's not what turns me on. But at the same time, you don't know. There's context to the story. There's an outcome to the story. There's a reason for the story or that action happening.
It's hit in the head with a gun. Why did he get hit?
Right.
Who hit him with what gun? What kind of gun?
There's more to, yes. And that's the same for spoilers. You can read this person lost to this person, but without context or story. And if you're going to say this is an art form, which I firmly believe it is, you got to let the artist paint their picture, man. So I'm going to be optimistic, Geoff, and hope for the best here that more tag teams come out of it, because at the end of the day, that's all we want. We want that tag because, once again, in person, that belt is, those tag belts, beautiful. I think they're beautiful to begin with, but beautiful. Knockouts tags there. So I want to give you guys credit, man, because you guys are lighting up this chat. Millard's in there. T. Hughes 1990. I think I saw a Critical Sting. I'm not sure. IO Productions. I still love you guys, man. You guys always kill it here, man. I'm seeing a lot of the same what we're talking about here, about Kaz maybe being better in his prime than he was originally. That's fair. I think, look, once again, no disrespect to Kaz, Frankie Kazarian. Love him since he's been back here. Love to keep him here. But it's hard, and that's what I want to mention, which is really cool about these silver linings we're going to talk about, because there's a few other ones. he put out a tweet says, I am not defined by 3 initials in a company. I am Frankie Kazarian. And that's just dope to me, man. Like, this is a dude saying, I heard the noise. I hear it. I understand it. But at the same time, like, this is my home. Like, this has been my home since my, well, obviously PWG or whatever he did in Cali. Not PWG.
Yeah.
PWG?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another one I'm missing. The one that Cena and all them came up with through Bassman, I think it was.
OVW?
Bass? No. On the West Coast. Not to look it
Oh.
up. Look it up. Google it. But yeah, guys, you guys are killing in there. I appreciate that. So let's keep going because this one's weird, and we'll get some questions into it, so we won't get into it too much. But is the men's tag here, the Kingdom retaining over Motor City Machine Guns. What a match to watch in person. This is legit. They're all rewatches, but this one just played so nice in person that I can only imagine, as long as the camera was doing its job, this one came out beautiful on TV.
Art.
Yeah?
I loved it.
Good.
It was a good ass match. Like, I ain't got nothing else to say other than that was a good ass match.
And Lucha, I think that's all we asked for when they started kind of, look, they won the number 1 contendership against Aussie Open in a slip-in comment one time on Impact. This, once again, the setup maybe not have been what we wanted, but at least we got Shelley versus Taven, which was dope from previous Impact, and then we got a banger here, man. We knew the match was going to be good. And it was obviously great. But there's more to play with this, obviously. The surprise of OGK, if you follow the sheets, did you think they were going to win? Did you, got this one right? Most of us did, surprisingly. Not everyone thought that Motor City was going to take it, but obviously there's time. We're spoiler-free. But we'll get into that in the hot topics here.
Real quick, half the reason I was so hyped after the match was I was like, yeah, finally got one right.
Right. Yeah, I think a lot of what I went with on the predictions was what I wanted to happen compared to what could happen. But luckily, this is one of the ones where heart over brain actually worked here. Because I think the Kazarian Daniels, maybe that's where it's headed. Kazarian Bailey match, I think screwed us all up. So when you plan your predictions based on, he's going to keep it here, there's got to be a title change elsewhere. So I get where people can overthink. Trying to predict the unpredictable. Speaking of unpredictable, number 8 here is the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. All right. We're not going to go, detail for detail here. I'll lay the order on us. We'll talk about the little things that happen throughout. EY coming out first. If there's anything you just want to hit on, just, throw up a too sweet or something. But I'm going to try to fly by the names at least. So Eric Young comes out, man, which I bowed to because, if that guy, we're talking about Kazarian being a foundation of whatever, TNA, through and through, and Impact. So cool to see him, man. Didn't expect him to be number 1, but should expect it. It's like always Eric. Eric's always, going the distance. But so first was Eric Young. Next was Joe Hendry. And Lucha, I got to ask you a question, so I'm gonna step away from the just running through it real quick. Do you believe in Joe Hendry now? Do you?
I mean, I believe that he exists, and you know what I'm saying, whether or not I believe in like his practices.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, dude still kind of a dick. So, and yeah, he's kind of a dick. So I don't know.
That's the key.
I don't know.
That line of is he a dick or isn't he has to be a constant. Because if it's just straight, he's good guy, that's where I think both of us see the same thing, which is, okay, we get it.
He gives me dude chilling in the middle, the middle of school during lunch, playing guitar while all women gather around vibes. Everyone, all the women and like the people, the sheep
Yeah.
They all like, oh my god, Joe Hendry, yeah. But then the real ones, it was like, hey yo, fuck this dude. And then they the ones who are having the real conversations with Joe, and then Joe's being a complete fucking dickhead.
So this is one of those things where maybe your words really play out too close to reality. Because in the arena, first his music hits, and you're just like, oh, okay. I'm excited I get to see the debut. I'm going to be on.
Clapped.
But then we start clapping. And you're like, I can't not do it. Like, this is, you got to do this. And I had watched a week prior, and I was like, man, this guy's warming up on me because he's being a dick. Like, that he needs to find that line of always making someone's life suck, and then the music hits and making them clap, because there's nothing better than Shogun or somebody not wanting to clap and having to clap. Like, that's priceless shit. I don't know if it was Hotch and Press or was good shit.
I'm gonna just take it to the extreme. Like, I can just imagine Joe Hendry running out with brass knucks on his fist, and he just jump a dude, beat the shit out of him. Yeah. He's bloodied all of everything, and then he just stands up. I believe in Joe Hendry.
And that's if they go with this shit is money, and maybe DMC is the way to, maybe all this is the right avenue. He got eliminated, whatever it may be. But I thought it was a good first thing, because what made it was the people around me are like, we all kind of had the same energy. We'll go with it because we love Impact, but okay. But then that music hits and everyone's EC3 in it, man. They're doing it, and that's hard cam. And I'm like, these are the same people who I'll talk about later chanted for CM Punk. But I was like, hey, nom nom nom. They're eating it like a bowl of fucking, insert, what cereal do people eat? I don't eat cereal. I don't eat cereal. Cookie Crisp. I used to love Cookie Crisp. No, like
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Well, now maybe.
Yeah, old man shit. Y'all youngins know.
We used to get the bootlegs. Like Fruit Loops wouldn't be called Fruit Loops. They'd be a big bag of like
Fruit Hoops.
Fruit Hoops. Yeah, Lucky Charms are like magical marshmallows or something.
Magic mushroom. Magic marshmallow. Magic mushroom.
That would explain a lot. Yeah. But yeah, no, man. Everyone's going with it, and I was like, damn, this is too catchy not to make money. So if it, once again, it's got to keep that line. But I was excited it happened. I'm excited to see the moment on TV, because, as Millard's saying in there, it's just too hard to get out of your head. Once you sing it, you're done. You're done. So yeah, it works. It works. Kudos to them. But he's got to be a dick. Next up was Macklin, and he came out cussing like a you-know-what, man. He was fired up, and I said, I am going to win these predictions because I went Macklin. I was wrong. But it was close, and he's wearing the gold. It just felt right. And what I think we'll get to later is that maybe the moment is more, I don't know, we could debate that. But he was still in it. I thought he had a great showing. We could talk about that now. I thought maybe I'm going to let it play out, but maybe the loss will be bigger for him than the victory would have been. But after winning Hardcore or Barbed Wire Massacre, first instinct, would you have went Macklin here?
Well, first instinct, I would have went Heat. And what I'm saying, I think that was my prediction. As I told you, what time I was on with Heat.
Yep.
But second instinct, looking back at it, is like, and if you kind of become that guy to look at it like that, it's like, does the Collier shot? They've always won for the most part, right?
Yeah. I think it's 100% if I'm not mistaken.
So it's time, you don't shoot 100% the whole game. Oh,
you're talking about as far as the who actually won? Is this your way of coping with it? Is what you're saying?
Yeah, like it's as far as the stats for the Collier shot.
Sure.
What I'm saying? As far as when they're going on to successfully or unsuccessfully, or even go for the world title. That's why we're kind of on some Heath or Toru's time, where they would win it and go for tag time. But I mean, looking at it, I gotta watch Thursday.
Fair. Because once
As should
again,
all of you before you form any judgment. Even, me telling y'all to not listen to what people say yet. So listen to me. It's not everybody. And Geoff, because Jeff's on my side too.
so most of the time, yeah. Maybe it's vice versa. Most of the time you're on my, maybe most of the time.
Too sweet, Geoff.
Oh, wait. I could do it that way. Turn my... These come down to shadow puppets. That's what I feel like. The story of my life, actually. So to keep going here, man, we had Swan coming in. I love when they, at least they give him. Look, we knew he wasn't going to win, but they give him his love here. From what I saw, he got to hit all his moves, and you can't touch Swan. So it was dope to see him get his moments. PCO, love the reaction for him. It looks like he's sticking around. He's got the intro. We already knew that. But cool to see him getting some play here outside of Honor No More. And then Savannah Evans is next. And this is one of those moments you actually got to talk about here because it was one of those we'll remember this kind of things, I think. Her and PCO going, was it chokeslam for chokeslam, essentially?
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool moment for her.
One of those moments where it's like, I wouldn't be mad if this was the fucking BTI match, PCO versus Savannah Evans.
Yeah.
No DQ. Well, no. Oh, yeah, fuck it. She's a man eater. God damn it. Throw him out.
Monsters Ball winner.
PCO versus Savannah, 1-on-1, no DQ, BTI. Let's go.
Monsters Ball winner. We got to remember that. And what I really loved about this,
boy.
Once again, I'll see what it was on TV. But from my perspective there, yes, we can talk about the ending of it. Once again, I think we should wait and see the outcome. But there were moments like this that just felt so beautifully booked that it was just, man, what we always talk about it, man, Tasha and Savannah should really get some shine because we really want them to be a viable tag team. We want to keep them relevant. They're kind of just doing the Killer Kelly thing. Sometimes Savannah gets lost in shuffle, whatever. But point is, I just see, I feel like seeing Savannah here get a moment, and then Johnny Swinger coming, of course, and getting the comedy and slamming her down. It just was a beautifully booked moment. Gave her the shine that I think she should get, and then Swinger being Swinger gets to slow the pace back down. But next up, so we mentioned Swinger doing that. Tasha comes in here. By the way, Tasha, appreciate the love for that. She comes out and she's just fire from the get. She's fire and flavor in this one, and once again, her getting her moments, even against Macklin at some points. So just another cool opportunity or little moment to put someone that I hope, and I know obviously we're spoiler free. I hope we're all on the same page here, but that if she's here and I believe she's a piece of Impact, a part of Impact for the long haul. Knock on wood. It was just cool to see her and Savannah get that shine within the match, man, and still kind of for all the moments that maybe with Bayley you guys can make and say, even though I think Bayley looked incredibly strong here, he was still on the power rankings for my point to be proven. But I think that even though she's been losing a little bit in feuds or been kind of on the bottom of the card, if you want to call it that, it was reassuring to see Tasha get a little love here. I think that's fair. So, next up was Killer Kelly. So I'm sure you want to say something about her. So, good booking again. We continue that feud right here. Cool moment, right?
Yeah, and I'm keeping my words completely professional and G/PG/B. It's not gonna be A. Kelly, I loved how Kelly came out and just started kicking all sorts of ass.
Yeah.
All types of ass, everybody's ass. If you had an ass, it was getting kicked.
Dude, in this, and I know this is being whatever. I try to be unbiased and transparent and honest, but I really feel, and I don't watch everyone else, I'm just going off of whatever. I felt the pedestal they put on the knockouts within this match was better than some people's months worth of putting women over. It just, everything you watch when it comes to the booking of their women, feels the same as the men. And I know that's such a whatever thing to say, but growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, that's not the case. Maybe even today, some of it's not the case. We could say that. But to make Tasha, Savannah, Killer Kelly, we'll get into it, there's some other moments too, that they just integrate these women into it and it feels natural. It doesn't feel forced. It doesn't feel, oh, I gotta do this. It's just every person in this match felt like a viable character and it was just really cool, man, and refreshing to see, to be honest. So, but next up was Moose. So shit's about to hit the fan because Moose ain't taking shit from nobody. And who did he eliminate with the quickness? Was it Hendry?
I think so.
And he was cursing at him. Interesting
Yeah.
to point out. It's a little interesting there. He's of who eliminated him. No shame in him. Maybe that's what it was, hey, I got eliminated by Moose. There's no shame in that, right? It's Moose. But yeah, Moose comes out, followed by Taylor Wilde. Taylor Wilde returning. Nice surprise for you. Did you expect it? We kind of talked about it a little bit, maybe, I think. Your thoughts on her returning and what she did in this match?
I'm going to wait to give my full thoughts when you get to the person I'm waiting for you to get to.
Fair.
But to answer your question, yes, I was like, oh shit, she's back at work. It's about damn time.
Right.
Just, just giving a shit. But
Yeah.
I was hyped for it. And yeah, keep going.
All right. Next up was Giselle Shaw, who I thought got a nice pop, man. Once again, complete character, complete everything, man. Really hitting her stride. Getting thrown out. I can't remember who it was. Was it someone we'll mention in a second? I think it was Cardona, maybe. Double clothesline, taking out her and somebody. I can't remember. But man, she hit hard. She got out of there. She looked fine, whatever. But when we were all like, "Oh shit!" Like it looked like she hurt her arm.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. It came off that way as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next up is who I think you wanted to talk about. Bully Ray comes out next. The eventual winner of this. Love you guys. Thank you for rocking with us. If you're watching us live or eventually on YouTube and audio, we're back at it. We're all cleared up on that. But we're about to hit the hour mark, and it's bound for glory. We got a lot to talk about, but thanks for rocking with us, guys. But your answer on that, Bully Ray, overall thoughts of him winning and whatever you wanted to say about Taylor and whatever.
All right, so here's my essay on Bully Ray. First off, I was mad he won for like a minute and a half, but then I just kept going back to my motto. I gotta watch Thursday and see what happens to see how this all makes sense. So, I'm cool with it from the sense of I feel like it kind of shuts me up because if this goes the way it's supposed to go, at the very least, you'll hear some Bully Ray or some Impact talk a little more integrated in to Busted Open.
Yeah.
Which is potentially more eyes coming to Impact in one form or another, whether it's on Access, through the app, what have you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it from that standpoint, and I'm like, I'm cool with it.
I think yeah. No, continue. I'm sorry.
And then I'm looking at it from like, someone who's a fan, who's, not trying to like act like they know everything, but also we kind of know Bully ain't gonna win this one.
Yeah. I think that's
So
fair.
it's
And
like,
spoiler free, but
yeah, spoiler free since '83, but you kind of know that Bully's not gonna actually cash in and successfully win the world title if he goes for the world title. We kind of know.
yeah.
We don't know, but we know.
The way, and even if you're in person, I don't know if anyone in the chat was there as well, but the thing they did after the show was a lot of Bully putting over Josh. Words of affirmation, talking about, and then Josh reiterating, or his rebuttal being, if I'm going to be on the likes of AJ Styles, my heroes, Samoa Joe, Rude, whoever he said, I don't know, I need to beat people like you. So it felt like this was, I'm going to beat you.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was planned afterwards or it was just to get the crowd back in on Impact's side or whatever. I don't think it was anyone was like, oh my God, and running out of the fucking building by any means. I don't know what was going on Twitter, but I think what it did was, if you take a step back, it made a lot of sense. It still made Macklin lose to a guy who's a 2-time Impact World Champion, 51 or not. And what can happen with that is more, to me, once again, watch on Thursday, then we could talk and be mad. We don't know where this puts Macklin. Same with Masha, and we'll get to that. I'm trying to blend it in so we're not going too crazy over time. But sometimes the victory is in the loss. How mad is Macklin now? How does he get a program after beating a James Storm in the past? Does he get to beat a Bully Ray in Bully's little run here? Are there things that make this redeemable where it was the purpose of the loss was to have it in our mind that he lost against Bully, set a little spark there, and capitalize later? So wait and see, and we'll see what happens. But yeah.
And to wrap up the Bully thing and the tie-in with Taylor, and your whole point about how the knockouts were being put on another, like a high pedestal in this gauntlet. The number one moment anyone could say in this gauntlet, what would you probably say?
Like in general, like that we'll all remember? Yeah. I mean, Bully debuting, I guess, probably.
Okay.
Or winning or something.
Number two's gotta be the was up spot with Bully and Taylor.
Fair. The throwback.
That to me was like the best, like the second highlight, the second biggest highlight in the whole gauntlet.
And yeah, I'm trying to register what the chat is saying as we're saying it, because I get what you guys are saying, and I totally agree. I get the ECW stuff again, and Bully stop shitting on Impact. I get it. I completely get it. But to Lucha's credit, and I firmly believe that, I just think that, look at it, guys. The wrestling landscape, some areas are getting better in some places, but WWE's killing it right now, no matter what you think or not. Okay.
What? Yes.
It might be the time to really embrace that ECW of this era. Maybe not the stars of tomorrow. Still keep your core people. I mean, there wasn't, besides for everyone going to WCW for a lick or whatever, there were still core ECW people. There were still lifers of ECW. And I think our roster stacks up to, if not, and no disrespect, 'cause I'm an ECW guy, from childhood, but date myself, but our roster's pretty damn good and pretty damn deep, and we don't have the same issues that they had. No longer, we don't have those same issues. So being the island of misfit toys, being the ECW of this era might not be a bad place. We all know what happened in WCW. So
just remember this: ECW is still being looked at as a bench, like a standard, a high standard. What I'm saying? So even because we were saying it about NXT, people will say, "Oh, this is like modern ECW." You know what I'm saying? And that's like the biggest compliment. So being the ECW, of this era, that's not bad at all.
And look, our money is on numbers. And I don't mean ratings, because whatever. Clicks, views, word of mouth, things that are getting us that kind of Twitter talking.
Points.
Right. And that equivalent, that equals money. And those moments, like you said, with Bully doing a headbutt, Bully going, that equals money to them, because those moments, those viral moments, are money. On YouTube, that's money. He goes on Busted Radio, that's free advertising, that's money. There's things that, yes, we got to look past. ECW, I'm a diehard, and I still get sick of, okay, we're doing that shit at some points, but this moment felt natural, and let's to keep that going. Dreamer was next. You get that moment. I said to the guy next to me, I said, "Oh, next week is Rhino. It's his birthday." I was like, I look smart. And Rhino comes out, and we get the moment that we have to mention. We get the Nux. And Johnny Swinger coming in because, hey, ECW Tag Team Champion, Johnny Swinger. Man, what a great moment. What a great moment that was, man. But keep it going, if you don't mind. Just real quick, we got Googer, which...
Chic freaking Rollins.
Yeah, man. I hope Yeah, he was in there. Heath was next. Well, your pick, so I thought you might had hope there, but he eventually got. He was funny moment with him in the show. He came out at the end of the hero save kind of thing, and he was laying on the ground. The whole thing I was talking about with the giving away the table. I think I told you that off air. Maybe I said it here. It's been a day. The thing with Bully and Josh putting each other over and da-da-da-da. Heath was just laying outside the whole time. Like on the ground. Just like he was like, he didn't know if it was filmed, I guess. I don't fucking know. Next out was Bobby Fish. And we get a weird reaction from the I'm guessing not Impact fans that were up there. The walk-ups, man, which more the merrier. One fan at a time, one friend at a time. Same with the show. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. But Bobby Fish, a local, and getting shit on. I see the AEW love is stronger than the hometown love. My personal hatred with Bobby is just the promo that was cut at Victory Road. I don't know if it was on him or not, but you don't shit on the Raj and Shira, man. I don't. But yeah, he lost, so whatever. And then Cardona coming out last. Cardona lost as well, but love this dude, man. Yeah. Oh, it came off as a pop on TV?
Yeah, it kind of came off pretty pop. It was like, oh shit.
Yeah. That music is perfect for him. No matter what you think of him, he's such a cocky, good heel. He's like, I'm not ready. He gives you the easy, you're supposed to be always ready. He does it every time. But it works, man. The dude is smart. Once again, I say the same thing about Heath. You don't keep a job in a very publicly traded corporate environment for that long of time without knowing how to work. If that means getting emotions out of people or whatnot, they know how to work, man. These guys are professionals. But yeah, man, so...
His homeboy is the most professional.
What's that?
And his homeboy is the most professional.
Right. A couple other things I want to mention. VBD stuff. Love the VBD spot. Love these guys. How simple a Walmart hoodie, yellow hoodie could do. Such big things. And that's what I'm talking about here, man. It's... Once again, we might not have the biggest budget, but you could spend $5 to go get a hoodie and make a storyline this fucking great. Maybe it's more expensive. You just get my point. The little things, creativity, Impact strong suit. And I love this, man. Diener being one of them. Such a cool moment. Didn't work out for him, but a cool spot nonetheless. And then, what's that?
Every time one of them popped up, I was like, oh shit, it's Violence. And then he would get his ass whooped, and then another one popped up. I'm like, oh shit, it's Violence again.
Yeah.
And then we get his ass whooped. It's like, instead of Viano 5 and 4 or whatever, you got Violence 1, 2, 3.
What's great about it, and we talked about this before, I remember, I think there was someone saying, like, or maybe it was Craig's, I don't know. But VBD, and they don't have a new member yet. When are they going to, it's still just Diener. What's brilliant about this is we have not got a single new member. Official, hey, here's speculation, Damo, insert person here, Masha, or whatever. And yet the storyline continues to be interesting by just continuing it with such simple, smart stuff, man. Just a yellow hoodie and making it work. And I really dig that, man. So the anticipation's growing. But continuing on, we had the Edwards here talking, kind of put your, especially with Lish and their kids sitting ringside, and then you had Jade and their kids sitting ringside, Jet sitting ringside. So added that different layer of, is Eddie still going to be leader? That kind of vibe, right? I think that's what they've been playing on this last couple episodes between the Edwardses. But after that, we got the Knockouts World Title match, and man, the result was what I wanted. The beginning I was nervous with because the crowd had, I think, lost a lot of energy with Macklin losing to Bully Ray. I think that was the thing. People were just like, what the fuck? I don't know if everyone went straight to their phones and was like, oh shit, I don't know. But I think it was hard to get momentum into this match. But boy, did these women work for it, man. And what's great is I'm watching a match that a guy, but a guy in our area said, this is starting off whatever, like between the crowd and the slow pace of the match. It's I just have faith, man. Like this is going to be something, man. And luckily the crowd got into it slowly. They couldn't resist how good of a damn match they were seeing. And I don't know what it came off, if the crowd was hot from the beginning in it, or if what I'm saying rings true. But it was a weird atmosphere, but then it picked up, and I'm so happy to hear that people were rating it, and Jordan obviously higher than Josh. Little, meter there to tell you what the temperament was here, but I'm glad to hear that it was such a damn good match on TV. Lay it on me. How good was it?
Okay. Now, when you talk about the crowd like starting slow, honestly, I wasn't even paying attention. I was paying attention. I was locked into the match to see, how far we were going to go with the violence and the physicality between Jordan and Masha. So I kind of tuned you guys out.
Good.
But what drew me into y'all more so than Jordan and Masha going out there and fucking tearing it down, because they did. But go back and watch the ref throughout that match. The ref was like, if like Jordan and Masha are fucking Lil Kim and fucking MC Light on a track,
Okay.
If they're them two, then the referee is fucking Puff Daddy. Cause like I was real shit more hyped up with how the referee was selling all the shit that was happening between Masha and Jordan than how y'all were reacting. And then I feel like the referee's reaction was what brought you guys up. Cause that ref, that match and during Mia and Mickey, that dude was the MVP of this show.
Okay, hold up. Because I know what ref you're talking about. I remember who refed him, most of them. Not an Impact regular, right?
He's been here. I've seen
Off and
him
on?
quite a bit.
Off and on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully he is then. But if we're looking for our Rudy Charles, and this guy, you remember Rudy used to jump for the moves and stuff, and he used to sell. To be honest with you, did not notice that. Noticed him?
Go back and watch.
I know.
He kind of gave me the vibes of, you remember the boxing referee that was like always a little too excited for the fights that would be happening?
Wait,
it was
in boxing, or do you mean in?
Yeah, in boxing.
Oh no, okay, I see what you're saying though. Yeah,
he was kind of like that. If I find the video, I'll tweet it out to you. Whatever.
Well, I was just thinking.
He's just hyped. He was just into it. He was selling the match.
Oh, wow. Millard in there says, one of the best women's matches I've seen in the company. 5-star worthy, says Io. Man, I'm excited to see this one. Excited to see this. And you know what? Once again, same with commentators who shout out to Tom and Matt. I don't know if this ever gets back, but nonsense. They're layers, and they're supposed to be, when done right, just added little things. And that's when I realized, and the ref as well, they're not supposed to be the star, they're not supposed to whatever, but they're still on TV. They're still added to the presentation of this sporting event. And I think I'm one of those people that is, even though I love going with a group and having fun at a wrestling event, there's something about watching it on TV when it's just shot right and you get to hear Tom and Matt narrate it beautifully. It just adds to everything, man. And to see that we might have a ref that adds even more is something that excites me, man. 76 Philly in there. What's up, buddy? Currently ranked on Cage Match as the highest rated KOs match in the company history. That makes me so happy because this is one of those matches that I was not sure if we did justice. And I know it's not a responsibility, they whatever, but they were put in a second to main event, co-main event, I'd say, if not, they had the chance to be the main event, even though that match is, we'll talk about in a second. I just thought that they delivered, and they had to earn every cheer they got, and they got a lot at the end. So I'm excited to see this match play out.
Another thing, I didn't notice it too much leading into Bound for Glory, but I most definitely noticed it at Bound for Glory. They're going with calling Jordan on commentary the Juggernaut.
Oh yeah,
like they're always pushing that. So like now every time Jordan comes in, all I'm hearing is, "Oh, it's the Juggernaut, bitch!"
Yeah, I know. I was tweeting a late night watch right before Bound for Glory, and they kept calling her that the week prior to. They kind of been using it a lot more since Victory Road, and I was like, "Oh shit, she's the Juggernaut, bitch!" Like and I just found the GIF. I was like, "This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect, man." And here he goes. It's a perfect segue. 76 Philly with the stats here. Josh and Eddie is ranked at the top 7 overall in the company's history. These main events delivered in every way, and I definitely agree, man. And look, Josh versus Eddie, the outcome is what we wanted because I think Josh needs, I don't know, we'll see where this goes. But Honor No More felt like they were maybe a foot out the door. We'll get into that shortly. But this match delivered and then some. The German suplex spot, for instance, was just next level stuff. It honestly, and I'm not saying this to be whatever, and I hope someone could validate this, but when they hit like that, and I know we were in Slammiversary and they play on the stage a little bit, or the rampway and do some moves and stuff, whatever. When you heard these men hit the ground, holy, shook the damn place. Like, you could feel it. Like, you could feel it where we were. And, obviously we're 5-10 feet away, whatever it is. I don't know, I'm bad with a distance, but it really, like, you felt the thuds. I was like, the motherfucker's alive. Like, it felt good, man. Haven't seen it on TV, but it looks like everyone agrees. Banger of a match. Yeah.
That was a good ass match.
Enough said, man. Look, Eddie, my thing with Eddie is that as champion, it's just that Josh's run, I think it needs more victories. It needs more time. Maybe Bully Ray is that next one, whatever. And Eddie is the, what's that?
It needs more Team Canada.
Well, yeah, of course. That's bucket list, but we'll see if it happens. But with Eddie, I just the up in the air with the Honor No More stuff, and then of course we've already said that the imaginary war and this all stuff. If it's Eddie winning it, I love Eddie. That's cool, and I love heel Eddie as well. But I just wanted Josh to keep going with where they were going. I think there's money, maybe him become Angry Josh or something that I saw. Don't back me in a corner was something that was new on his Tron. Did anyone else notice that? A little bit different. So it feels like someone's going to push him. I saw, and that's where I thought Jade may be coming to play. Someone's going to push him against maybe Eddie Snaps. I don't know. Maybe Bully goes too far. Who knows? But I thought that was interesting and something, a little breadcrumb to keep notice of. But what a damn match, man. And, Eddie's promo, and they played it again there. The hype video for it just really sold it in the sense of sometimes we do forget how damn good Eddie is. And I don't say forget, because we're never like, oh, it's Eddie. It's just, and it's not disrespect whatsoever, but it's like when someone's so consistently good or above the normal, you just kind of, oh yeah, it's Eddie. He's going to have a great match. Like, yeah, it's not that easy. it's sometimes we forget, how good people are when they consistently are consistently great. So that's the pay-per-view, man. We got a lot to get into still, and I want to hit a decent time for everybody. But once again, thank you guys for rocking with us. Hit those likes, hit those subscribe, and then make sure you follow us and look out for Tuesday's GoGoPowerRankings and Wednesday's return of Talking Points. It'll be fun. We're going to go into a full Bound for Glory review. Well, not a review, but a little twist on it. Lucha will be back. What's that?
Discussion.
A discussion. Points of talking, and you get points for it, so it'll be a good time. But what did you think? Special. Overall, what was your grade for it?
Putting everything together from
the
in-ring action, from the decisions as far as what they did, and then the intrigue on, okay, how the fuck is this gonna make sense? Coupled all that together, I mean, there is that bit of level. I said it like 30 times. I gotta watch Thursday to see what happens. So I mean, I give it a high B, low A, based off of everything. There were things that I didn't agree with, but I mean, they don't make it just for me, so
big picture kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I mean, based off, and no matter what kind of criticisms anyone may have, from what I saw on that TV, y'all loved every damn second of it, from start to finish. Even the questionable finishes were like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Boo. But like, whether y'all cheered or booed, we heard that shit.
Yeah, maybe sometimes the foreplay is more exciting than the finish, Maybe. I don't know. That's gonna be optimistic look at it. Now, I think there's a lot of silver linings, and we'll get to it, but one of them is that 49% of the group, and this was one of our highest polled results, or voted, polls. So what did you rate Bound for Glory? High A, or A, was high with 49%, followed by B, which is where I would have put it. I'm with you, man. When I was in person, I would have said B- because those booking decisions make a little more. I'm just like, oh, good match, and then I don't know, you're there, and everyone's with you, you're feeling the emotions of everyone around you, but seeing it on TV, waiting to see how good it played out, my enthusiasm's up, so I'm sure it'll rise, but C with 6%, all right, maybe if you're a booking that you're, okay, understandable, and then small D, 4%. I blame you, Tony. It's got to be Tony. But that's what you guys voted. What do you guys hit me up in the chat, or hit us up in the chat here? You guys definitely hit us up in Hot Topics and comments, and we got a bunch of your guys' feelings on the show to start off. So let's get right into that. Let's get into hot topics. Effects, the budget, Lucha, the budget.
Hey man, Tony gave us money. I can buy another lighter. Not Tony. God, sorry. Oh shit.
Tony, it was that Dark Side of the Ring money. He's like, here, I like you guys shitting on me so much. Here's a 20. So
20. He gave me $5. The fuck?
Oh shit. All right. He gave me her. No. First up is our buddy Steve, SCW Steve, the wrestling channel. You guys know him, man. They always retweet, and they do a really cool thing, a group of getting other podcasters out there, man. So all respect to them. And they responded as far as to the poll result there, question that Io put out. Shout out to Io's in the chat here and killing on Twitter. Almost to our goal, even though we didn't hit it, but 3,947 successful Twitter followers. Thank you, guys. Let's get that to $4,000 post Bound for Glory. But watching the show now and up to the main event, the show has been brilliant. Okay, that's a take. Once again, we're going to fly through these because there's one of our old friend Bison there, man.
Too hot. If you hold them long and too long, you'll burn your hands. They're hot. You gotta
Yeah, right. Cool. As I said, our old friend Bison there, you could check out in our old Rosemary first video ever made, man. And also doing his stuff every Wednesday with TNAIW, I believe. Check him out, man. I'm going A. I love this show. 3 hours went by a flash. Had really good flow. Production was great. A few sound issues. Okay, so I'll have to look at it. But nothing to write home about. The vignettes were awesome and crowd were fire. Was hoping for one real big free agent to arrive, but it was great anyway. We got him. His name was Bully Ray. No. Next up, Dave Revolution. What's up, Dave? It's funny seeing some people say worst Bound for Glory ever. Really? Damn, glad I didn't read my timeline. Because Bully won the call. Because Bully won the call your shot. Okay. When the entire match card delivered, it's like they ignore the whole show after one thing they didn't like. Laugh aloud. Fair. We had a women's match of the year. Men's tag match was fantastic. Even the countdown. Yeah. Agree with you. Thanks, guys. J.R. Hartley here. Outstanding show. Awesome. Jay here saying B for me, not as good as last year's show. Bully was a surprise, but he's 51. Yeah. I see this as just another challenger Josh will overcome. So in mind with Lucha and myself. Kaz defeating Bailey was a head scratcher. Not sure who's leaving after this weekend, but overall, as usual, with Impact, the wrestling was solid. Fair. Monster Alien Sulco here says very strong B. It would have been an A if not for the gauntlet outcome. Okay, so book and playing in there. I think we kind of said that's what wavered us there. The 2 world title matches are easily some of the best matches of the year. Fair enough.
Yeah. Real quick, as far as the better than last year's thing, I mean, from my side, the only thing I can say as far as comparing the two, the end of last year had me it didn't have me in a state of confusion. It had me in a state of excitement. This one has me in a state of confusion. So I guess if we would have had the match quality of this year with the ending, the overall theme and ending of last year's,
yeah,
maybe
balance
from
it
that
out a little bit.
But quality show wise, this year's kicked last year's ass to me.
Oh.
This guy.
TU's 1990 actually says the production was the best it's been in a while. The wrestling was good, but some really strange booking decisions. So, in the same world, I get that, and yeah, a lot of head scratches when we were there in person, which obviously you feel, and you're like, but once again, we'll wait till Thursday and see. Maybe Bailey. The Bailey one is, look, I love Frankie, but the Bailey one is obviously one where you want Bailey to. We've been talking about these records. I get it. But we'll see. Not that one. Let's see. No, we are that one. This one's here for another silver lining for you guys. So we already alluded to, we know, obviously without reading the spoilers, there's a little bit of everyone, Chris Bay and Ace getting screwed over kind of vibe. Silver lining here. Here's Chris Bay and Ace Austin, who always does it. And that's what you guys got to take out of this. Are they earning a paycheck from this company? Sure. But so is Andrade earning a company from the company he works for? Yes. Chris Bay can easily say, you know what, guys, you're right. And maybe a year ago he would have. But at this point, he's saying the same people that don't actually watch our shows, the ones who just want to see me on the programs they watch, right? So he's sticking up for the Impact booking decisions. He sees the long-term thing. We're heading to Vegas. Maybe, and I'm not going to get into what happens or whatever because I don't know for sure. But let's see what happens. Let's see how it plays out. This roster's thinning out in a way where the Bullet Club with Juice Robinson can really get a push. And I didn't mention it, but there was a 6-man, 3-on-3. Trey, Laredo Kid, and Alex Zane against Bullet Club. Bullet Club victorious. Right before, so it was a dark match before the Bound for Glory. So I don't think they're in bad hands, man. And I think there might have been some issues prior. We've talked about it. We alluded to that it's not always stuff you see on camera because these kids are the future and they're dope as hell. Sometimes it's all got to click, pun intended. And as if you want to take his word for it, it seems like he's not nervous whatsoever about the direction of the Bullet Club. So we'll see.
Just think about the pop. Like, whenever we do get whatever we want out of Bay and Ace and Bullet Club and this pairing, I feel like the pop is going to be that much bigger because it's going to be like, right. Oh shit.
Yeah. Like,
so
one of those moments where
sometimes you got to build the pop.
Finally kind of moments. Sometimes you don't always get those finally in wrestling anymore. Sometimes you get the win right away. We got it with the Briscoes. We got OGK was a little bit of a finally one, but yeah, this would be cool. This one is just our buddy Chris Saletta.
OGK was finally, so they could shut the hell up.
Yeah, right. And then, and here we are, people saying they're leaving. So we'll see. Geoff, talking about my weekend. The weekend was good. I only got to go Friday, unfortunately, but life and miles and all that jazz. But it was a good time, man. In retrospect, it was a great time. And he's saying it would have been good to see all those people, franchise who I did see there, man. Shout out to him. Courtney Jean, saw there, man. She's on her no more. Joe Live right across from us. Got to say hi to Will Gardner, man. Good dude. Yeah, man. Good crew there. What I really love about it is, they're in different places, and some people do travel around, but those people really bring in the sections they're in. So you always have like Miguel was to my right, they were to my left. Like, it would just felt really like you have some people locking it down in some position. So you knew it was going to be good, and I think that's what worried me originally, but I'm glad it, obviously came off good. So, moving on here, he continues about the KO division and the depth there. Once again, I always say 88 minutes of television. It's been 86 recently, but look, 86 minutes of television depth. We're not talking Raw and SmackDown depth. We're not talking AEW depth. We're talking about for an 86-minute, 88-minute show. We got some damn depth. We got some top to bottom of the card, some really awesome knockouts, man. I mean, and I'm a homer. I'm a TNA dude, day oneer. But this is a damn good locker room. Especially a Vex Day. All right, so we got some other ones in here, and I want to get them in here. Best Side 92 always delivering. I really like the camera angle they used. Lucha mentioned that, which was, I think, really dope. Bound for Glory, they should do that style more often. The crowd was really good as well. Masha Grace, I thought, went above and beyond. What a classic match. Macklin versus Moose versus Sammy Barbed Wire match should have happened at this show. Yeah, I think the the not being in Philly really hindered the point of the barbed wire match being in Victory Road. Would have made more sense there. Some of the booking was just odd. I agree, and didn't make sense. This was their chance to elevate a few of their own talents to look like stars, and they were like, no thanks to that. Bring out the ECW and AEW guys, because that's who the fans want to see, I guess. Bound for Glory was a B-. That said, I think some people that always like to read the spoilers of the tapings might lower their score for Bound for Glory, meaning base their scores off of whatever. It's fair. Once again, we said it the whole episode. Lucha's been good about being, consistent about that. We got to see what happens Thursday. Where there's some things I want to go the other way. I don't know. Parkside, actually, Millard talking about that. Geoff or Lucha, do you think the Bully Ray won the pop of the pay-per-view? Then maybe have Macklin challenge him for that thing. I thought that's where they were going. I don't want to spoiler, and I don't want to just say some stuff, and then obviously you guys read the spoilers and know I'm already wrong. But it felt like Macklin has an enemy who have cost him his chance at something. So I think there's something to look out there for.
I said it once. I said it once before about Macklin. After every loss, he gets more fire on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's one of those guys who wins from losing. And this loss here, especially coming to Bully, that's got to piss him off just like it pisses us off.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Same with Masha losing. Same with Bailey. Maybe Bailey comes out of this. We don't know, man. I think there's more to play with that. Maybe there's not.
A lot of people are going to get their asses kicked because people are pissed off on Thursday. I'm
just saying, man. We talk about this Team Canada. We're beating like a dead horse because at the end of the day, it's what we want. Doesn't have to happen, but Bailey's mad. He is Canadian. I just think, man. I think there's who knows. But either way, Bailey's going to be fine. It's a loss to Frankie Kazarian. It's still Frankie Kazarian. And, with Macklin, in Macklin's case, he was eliminated or lost to Bully Ray, a two-time world champion. Does it at 51? Yes, I get it. But I just think the loss, if booked right, could be more than the win. Especially if Macklin having that trophy isn't the go right now. Because the other play at that is Macklin has that. He's holding on to that. We're wondering, when is Macklin going to win this cheaply, sneak in and win it? Do it. That's going to be the question, and it's going to take away from Josh's reign, which we still need to get better. At the same time, I want Macklin versus Josh face to face, and if Macklin's our dude, if he's our number 2, if Taven's not that guy and he's not sticking around or whatever, and I talked about there needs to be Josh's foe. Eddie's great, but I'm talking Josh is a different era, right? Could Macklin be it? Then Macklin needs to stare him face to face and beat him 1, 2, 3. And doing it with a trophy and cashing, I just don't think that's a Macklin. I don't know. I think the loss could do more if booked right. So, let's keep going on here. I want to make sure I missed any. Nope, that's okay. So let's keep going. Dull 99. When it goes to Wrestle House, so this is in response to our talk about Wrestle House and the comedy aspect. In Swingers Palace, they overdid it with goofy comedy, especially in 2020. I don't know. I liked it then. Some of it, most of it. Rosemary and Johnny Bravo wedding, though, I think made some fans who were giving Impact a chance to stop watching. They were like, what the F is this? Okay. I don't think they're bringing a Swingers Palace or Wrestle House back. They filmed their current shows until BFG at those studios they filmed in 2020. So we talked about that. We just think maybe it was more of a, hey, we are back at Slammiversary. That's where we were when we were there. We're back at Skyway. Let's do a wink to Easter egg, as you said, to the fans. And I agree. But at the same time, if done right, a Rascals segment, a Swingers Palace, if done right and looking good, I'm for it if it makes Impact stick out. And when it hits, it hits. So that's the key there. But here's Goldie Andretti there. Oh, hey, what's up, buddy? No one is going to take Swingers Palace away from me. So there you go. You got a little... We love this. We love this. Oh, man. All right, and we're getting to the end here, but here's the one that I want to talk about a little bit. Motor City Machine I thought was going to win the tag titles from OGK because of OGK's Impact deal coming up. OGK retained, but it seems they're now gone from Impact. If they're in fact gone from Impact, why did they retain the tag titles? Now, I did see that PW Insider said it is thought that they have wrapped up. I don't want to get into spoilers because we could debate if they lost the tapings. I have no clue. I don't follow that stuff. I don't read the timelines to figure that out either. But let's play
I
off
don't
if
know.
it's just Bound for Glory just ended. And their contracts did run up. They could always lose them here, so yes, that's possible. But I think this one was more, they added them to the roster page as well, so it's a 50-50. They add them to the roster page to give them, say, hey, they're with us, they keep in the titles, and they're going to be here in Impact. Or they put them on the roster page and let them win here, so they work the sheets. So, I don't know. Either way, it came out to be a good match. I thought OGK was retaining. Maybe that was, once again, heart over brain. But I think if they lose, and once again, I feel like, I don't know why, but I feel like just Taven wants to be part of Impact, man. And I don't know the dude from Dick, but I just feel like he fits here. He fits here. Yeah, I don't know. And I just think he's got potential to be on Josh that level, or one day on that level, former ROH champion. So it would be a big loss either way if they do leave. But your thoughts in general, where could they, I don't know. And the question I guess I want to ask you is, if this is it, they lose the titles, whatever, we don't know. This was a nice way to give them a win, sure. But where would they go where they could get the same, I don't know, man. I just feel like Bennett's talking about, you'll end up back in the place you need to be in life and da-da-da-da. So writing seems to be on the wall at the same time. Breadcrumbs, roster page, victories. Don't know the spoilers. Taven having 3 shirts at the damn merch stand. You know what I mean? Like, or 2, at least 2. Thoughts, man. What is your overall going into it? Did you think they were losing? And then whatever.
No, I knew they were winning. I picked them to win. Because I just picked them to win. Just, because the run hasn't been that long, and I would think you would at least get something out of the kingdom. As far as, what's happened or what's allegedly happened, I don't know, because I haven't watched, because it's not Thursday yet.
Fair enough.
So we need to watch on Thursday. But to get off of that one, as far as where they could go, I mean, you could go anywhere, but
the talent's talent's there.
You just gotta ask what you want, really.
Fair.
Where I think they would end up, I honestly think they won't go anywhere. Honestly,
You think they stay?
I think they do.
Say even, and then once again, if they lose at the tapings, maybe that's why everyone's on this vibe. I don't know. The report that I read just said it's thought they wrapped up. Doesn't mean they lost. What do you think? What would be the point of that? Do you think that's just to refresh them, start, and maybe split them from Honor No More and keep them as the Kingdom? They are rebranding them the Kingdom in the past week or two. So just once again, breadcrumbs. But it doesn't always. Those breadcrumbs don't always go in Impact's favor.
That's
for us.
true.
So I hope they don't go. But I think they're very talented, and their ambition is maybe for more. But like Lucha said, it's what they want or whatever. But I think the reason they won is, look, they've been with us for almost a year. They brought fans. They brought attention, no matter what we want, if you don't like them or not. But I enjoy them, and I think they're quality, man.
I mean, the fact that we've gotten this far, and you can still say all of that, and you can also say that this whole storyline was pretty much broken the moment Ring of Honor got bought by Tony.
Yeah.
For them to still have, the ability to walk out and saying that they did all this good for Impact,
Yeah.
That says something. And maybe they'll be back.
Yeah.
All I know is I don't know what's happening. They're still the tag champs as far as I'm concerned, because today is not Thursday, and I have not watched Impact on Access, which you should too, whether it's on Access or YouTube Insiders. Watch.
Plugs.
See what happens.
Yeah, that's going to be a wait and see for a lot of things, man. Because T. Hughes in 1990 saying here, his question is, why did they feature on the H2K promo, Hard to Kill promo? Interesting, right?
Because when it aired, they were still tag team champions.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair, but I think there's times where they've kept people off and you're like, damn, they're just writing on the wall. Like Bound for Glory.
That's true.
Bound for Glory with Good Brothers. They had the belts, and all the Bound for Glory promos didn't have them. So, yeah, I mean, and Io's in there saying tag division dire straits. I agree. I think there's a lot of tag teams. I think they need a resurgence. Once again, we talked about the Rascals maybe coming in. But there's a lot of tag teams like Decay and Raj and Shira that just VBD even to that extent that just aren't getting the push into that division. So let's see what we do with the talent we have. But yeah, that's a big loss either way you want to chalk it up. So but here you go, Donald 99 BFG. I thought wrestling was good. Jordan and Masha put my opinion the best match of the night. The booking though was just very odd. Viet Vex losing was annoying. Okay. But Kaz winning the X Division title and Bully winning the CYS gauntlet over Macklin was just bad booking at its finest. Once again, I'm going to wait. I was surprised to see how many fans were upset Masha lost. Hopefully they keep having her and Jordan interact going forward. Yeah, no, I think the money was in Masha losing. I think just like we said earlier, you're going to want what you want. And if you like Masha over Jordan, you're going to want Masha to win. And rightfully, fair enough. Talented,
it's
both are
being a fan.
Right. But for the greater good, validating Jordan's reign this time because it was hindered last time, I think is more important for Impact right now, while maintaining the level of excitement for Masha. So we'll see where they go from here. But I think all of this once again is just waiting for a definite momentum. Like got me shook, but we're still talking about it. We're still, let's see the outcome to see if bad booking really took place. Because you can't tell until the next few weeks. But if it was, you'll hear about it from us.
Of course.
Next up was one that Michael Big Jet Ski. Now, he wrote us October 4th, so it missed the last show in this. So it's just talking about Scott was talking. And I want to give him a shout out because he always likes and retweets our stuff. So shout out to you, buddy. But he's just saying that Scott opening a new TV, looking is open. Scott D'Amore looking is opening up for a new TV networks when contract is up. Yeah. Sorry, I stumbled through that, but yeah, so, we could talk about that all day. I think first run rights somewhere else might be huge, but at the same time, you got to remember Scott also is not just executive of Impact. He's the executive for Anthem. So the goal at the end of the day, if growing Access TV is the main goal, and Impact's their hottest brand, ain't going nowhere. But so if they're still making money and they're still growing at the rate they want and they're hitting their yearly, this is where we need to be next year to be a sustainable business without swinging on something and losing. I think we gotta unfortunately be patient, but we'll see. We'll see what happens Thursday. We'll push everything to Thursday.
Yeah, I mean Ace told us to be patient, so
Oh yeah. Great point. That was the other one. I didn't put the Ace one up here, but he also said that. Yeah, he also said be patient and wait for whatever. And I want to give you guys, I want to end this off on some positive notes because we're wrapping up here, guys. Going over, so thank you guys. And I always say we're not going to go over the amount of show review, so 3 hours. So we got some time to burn, but we're still keep it nice and short. Plus, you'll hear Lucha and my opinions a little more on Talking Points Wednesday, which I'm stoked about. Coming back, a new look, a little silly look, so enjoy that. But the positive of this, I don't know if you guys caught it, but in the Bound for Glory intro, I believe it was, they were talking about the stars of and the future, looking forward to the moment. And the two people they showed were Ace and Bay. So even in the promo for that, even though not featured even on the damn card, literally in a dark match, victory though, they were focused as the future of Impact Wrestling. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think you placate to the fans by putting them in a package and talking about them as the future, and then not put them on. There has to be a greater good here. And I know the match was already announced, so we could talk about it. It's Tommy and Bully Ray, who just won the CYS in a hardcore match, right? Taking on the Bullet Club. So maybe it changes, maybe whatever. Maybe who knows what happened. But once again, if the age aside, the whatever aside, when it comes to just eyeballs, Tommy Dreamer and Bully Ray versus Bullet Club is a damn good eye-catching thing. And for these younger guys to work with as well. Now, I might be wrong on who's actually in the match. I know you kind of hinted that to me off air, but or how it goes down or whatever. But it's got to be a silver lining in there, right?
Yeah. Yeah, just look at it like this. For anyone who's nervous about it or whatever, like Geoff just said, it's Bully Ray, the guy who just won the Battle Royal, the assuming number one contender,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? He might not get the next title shot, but he's guaranteed a title shot. And Bullet Club is in a match with that guy. You know what I'm saying? So they're positioned at the top at some form. So, you know what I'm saying? We don't know all of it. All we saw is words. We haven't seen not an arm drag.
Yeah.
So just wait till you watch it, not just for this week, but just period. Whenever y'all see something on Twitter, just wait till you watch it on TV and see how it's presented on TV.
Quick question. Who eliminated Cardona? Was it Gujar? Or did he eliminate Gujar? Something of that nature? Because I thought I think they interacted in some case, and I was like, that's interesting. Especially since, obviously, you got the major players. Myers just coming off the feud with Gujar, so I didn't know if there was something to play there. It just popped in my head when I was looking at notes, but yeah, man.
I mean, Sheik freaking Rollins got haters everywhere, so he could have.
Hey, he's won me over, but I will tell you this. I will be honest. He needs some time. He still needs a marry. Yeah. He needs to work on. He needs to get the crowd over and behind him. But I think they'll work on that, and I think he's a commodity. But speaking of commodities, real quick, and silver linings, gotta shout this out because, of course, Killer Kelly loved the poster. Had a mark out moment.
It says she loved it.
Yeah, that's what she literally said. She said she loved it. She'd love it. But yeah, man, ended off on some positivity. So I just think that there's a lot of silver linings to what happened. Now, if we come Thursday and Bully cashes in and it's for the X Division title or something, we could talk about shitty booking. But let's just see how this all plays out. Okay.
Now, I do have a question, though.
All right, what's up?
Bound for Glory. Is the glory happening that night? Or is the glory coming? Like, yeah, they're bound for it. Like, they're gonna get the glory, but I guess it all depends on your interpretation of that. Like, if they're gonna get the glory that night, or you see who actually will be bound for glory, like past the night.
I heard if you go in an Albany bathroom and stomp twice, you could get the glory as well. That's my horrible joke for the night. Ended off on.
Turn my camera.
My head was spinning when you were talking about glories. I was like, is he gonna say no? Okay. Yeah, I don't know where the glory's coming from. But you're. This is what a weird way to end.
Special.
Oh man, no, my head went in a dark turn. That's how I know it's time to wrap it up. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying as far as that. I know my brain is going in the wrong holes. But
oh my god, the wrong hole.
But oh god, this is bad. But hey, it's at the hour 42 mark. We're good. No, I get what you're saying, and that's the thing is did this set us up for what is going to be the moments, right? I thought for a pay-per-view that a lot of people are, when you have to be, I gotta be optimistic and say something about, we're talking about a pay-per-view that top to bottom was a banger. No matter what way you cut it. So the glory we're looking for is storyline related. Is that I think the feeling? And to see that, we kind of have to wait and see. You can't just a good time IO to put subscribe to subscribe to this YouTube channel, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I know, man. Thanks, Millard, for the backup there. But guys, yeah, thanks for rocking us through tired and silly and stupid times to all the time in between, guys. We love you, man. We're going to still do some fun stuff on the show. October 25th, Tuesday, LOLTreeNA comes back. We're starting with the Halloween episode, watching a little bit of Total Nonstop Deletion.
Yeah, we tell the kids.
So that'll be fun. And then, of course, Talking Points comes back. I will be there. I believe Bert and Lucha, us four, doing a little talk on the talking points. So the more interesting things, the little hit points that are the key moments that everyone's questioning or don't see silver linings about, and getting their opinions on them for points. So, and of course, GoGoPowerRankings is our next thing up Tuesday. Datila and Bert. Speaking of Bert, man, they crush it every week. Fun little show, man. See the stats, see where everyone lies after this. Frankie Kazarian moving up the charts, so that's cool. To see him on there. So some new fresh names. Bully Ray being on the charts for the first time. So interesting stuff. I want to see their talking points on that. Ooh, connecting. And then, of course, talking bloody nonsense. Thursday, Craig and Nixon. Go show them your love. And Lucha's making the rounds elsewhere. Go check Lucha, whatever he's doing, at SaveMe_RSK17. Follow him in his journey of wrestling love and beyond.
I'm not saying this because this is me. I'm just saying this because this has been a theme on Twitter the last few days. I've been told that I have the greatest Twitter name of all time.
I don't know.
It is Lucha, not the Save Me RSK.
Yes,
Lucha DONCIC.
Yes. That's why we were friends. That's why you're friends.
Greatest of all time.
Popped me. As soon as I saw it, I said we will become friends. There's no you. Even if like me or not, I will wear off on you because that is a dope ass name. So, kudos to you, man. He'll be back around. He's always here. Oh wait, I gotta do it the stupid way again. There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Too sweet. All right, guys. Thanks for rocking with us through everything, man. It was a long one. It was a stupid at point one, but we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in with us. As Io says, subscribe to the YouTube channel, subscribe, all that jazz. Check us out this week, and then hit us up at TNAIWChannel. Join the Power Rankings, all that stuff. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Talking points, nonsense about Impact Wrestling. Talking. Bye, everybody. Shout out Don Bill and shout out Mike G. All right.
Minus points.